Canelo Alvarez will not have a rematch clause for his upcoming fight with Callum Smith. We're going to talk about all that and more. Stay tuned. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Make sure you smash the like button. Also, subscribe to the channel for the latest and greatest in boxing. If you want to become part of the gang, notification gang, please hit the bell icon. Shout out to the Super Chats, channel donations, the Venmo donations, the Cash App, and the Patreon family. We working. The Cash App is $Boxingego. Shout out to everybody for the donations. Help support the channel. Another great way to support the channel, click the link in the description and sign up for ESPN Plus. ESPN Plus, they have a ton of original content, docu-series, documentaries, archive past fights from the UFC and boxing, and more. Get ESPN Plus as a standalone app. It's $5.99 a month, or you can get the bundle for $12.99. That includes ESPN Plus, Hulu, and Disney Plus, all three apps for one low price of $12.99. Now, Eddie Hearn has just confirmed. He was asked if there was a rehydration clause in the upcoming fight with Canelo Alvarez and Callum Smith. And Eddie Hearn says no, it wasn't requested. Even if Canelo did request it, he's not sure that Callum Smith and team would have accepted. Now, keep this in mind. This is good news because Canelo in the past has utilized different strategies like this. And it's ironic because a lot of Canelo fans, when Floyd Mayweather was active, they claimed that they did not like Floyd Mayweather for a variety of reasons. Some of these Canelo fans have called Floyd Mayweather a cherry picker, says he waited till guys got old and past prime, and they got mad when Mayweather had the catch weight with Canelo at 152, etc. But you see Canelo and his team, they've used strategies and caught people at the end of their careers like Kovalev pushing 40, Baldomir was 40, Shane Mosley was 40, Mayweather was 37-ish, you know what I mean? And nobody says anything about Canelo. A lot of times Canelo has done a rehydration clause as well. Chavez Jr. fight, Rocky Fielding fight, Danny Jacobs fight, etc. And then he didn't have a rehydration clause for certain British fighters that he fought, like Amir Khan, because he knew he was going to be bigger than Amir Khan. And Amir Khan, even though he did good early, he couldn't make no mistakes. Amir Khan was like, eesh, and got clocked and destroyed. So fast forward to the future, Alamo Dome, San Antonio, Texas, December 19th. I was born ready. Canelo Alvarez versus Callum Smith. And I'm glad he didn't choose, to do a rehydration clause here, because at the end of the day, when you abuse things like that, these little strategies, it lessens the fight. The other thing is Callum Smith he's a pretty tall guy. He's 6'3", 6'4", 6'4.5", something like that. And if he had a rehydration clause, that would have lessened the fight to me, because again, he has a bigger frame, and this is for the title at 168. So I don't prefer to see the fighters, constantly jockeying for position in that way. If you want to fight the guy, you feel you could beat him. Every fight shouldn't be like that. You know what I mean? So good thing to see Canelo, according to Eddie Hearn, didn't request a rehydration clause for this particular bout. That definitely makes the fight better. Fights in a couple weeks. Tickets went on sale. Callum Smith, we'll see what he got. We haven't really seen him in there with anyone half as good as Canelo. I thought he lost his last fight with John Ryder, but it makes you wonder too. Canelo had a rehydration clause with guys like Danny Jacobs, even though he broke it and didn't do the same day weigh-in, similar to what he did versus Danny Jacobs, and he just decided to pay the hefty fine And it's definitely a strategy because Jacobs is super skilled and had fought at a high level, including fights with Gennady Golovkin, Peter Quillen, 2 fights with Sergio Mora, etc. Dimitri Perot, and Canelo knew this, so he definitely wanted one, at least put it in the contract, versus Jacobs, even though he didn't obey it, or he didn't obey it fully. But with Callum Smith, maybe he just likes that style more, the Eastern European fighter, kind of flat-footed punchers and stuff like that. So he's not even tripping. He's not even tripping about a rehydration clause. He don't care if he comes in a little bigger. Another reason why I think he's kind of not tripping off of the rehydration clause is because this could actually hurt him as well, because his last fight he fought Sergey Kovalev at 175. So if he put on a rehydration clause, to my knowledge, I haven't seen anybody try this, but leave it to Canelo to try something like this. I haven't seen a one-way rematch or rehydration clause where both fighters didn't have to do the same day weigh-in. You know what I mean? So this would have potentially hurt Canelo too, because he wouldn't be able to coming down from 175 to 168. He wouldn't be able to come in comfortable. He would have to stagnate his rehydration process after making weight on Friday, and then he had to weigh in probably early in the morning on Saturday morning before the fight. So I think Canelo's kind of just using it to his advantage. He knows he just came from 175, and he's fighting a puncher, a guy who's big and who's a puncher. So he don't want to come in and, coming down and weight, have to crunch down to make the 168 and then have to worry about another weigh-in. So he just opted not to. So all in all, that's good news for the fight. Just so it's not a bunch of stipulations and things like that. And we'll see. This is definitely not the worst fight that Canelo has picked. I ranked this fight above fights like Amir Khan and Rocky Fielding, stuff like that. The only downside really for the fight is 2 things. One, the rumors were that he could fight Caleb Plant, and I do like that fight better. And 2, Callum Smith is a solid fighter, won the World Boxing Super Series, but he's mostly fought at the domestic level. He has never fought no one like a Canelo. And then the other thing is another extension to that point is I thought Callum Smith lost his last fight, and Canelo does do this. So he may get some flack for this particular fight because he seemingly, when guys have a rough time, he fights them right after. And again, going back to my earlier point, it's ironic that some Canelo fans claim they hated Mayweather and said he cherry-picked guys that he knew he can beat and all this stuff. But Canelo is not doing what Mayweather did, which is to fight guys after some of their most incredible wins or while they're undefeated. Mayweather fought Canelo when he was undefeated, and he had just beaten Austin Trout, which was the best name on his resume at that point, right? Most in prime, because Austin Trout had beaten Miguel Cotto. Mayweather beat an undefeated Ricky Hatton. Mayweather beat Shane Mosley after he destroyed Margarito by stoppage. Mayweather had fought Cotto after he avenged his first ever loss, and a lot of people think Margarito cheated in the first fight. So that was a good redemption fight for Cotto. And his very next fight was Mayweather. So Mayweather picked guys like Maidana off of their best win. Maidana had just beaten Broner as a heavy underdog. And then Mayweather capitalizes strikes while the iron's hot. Canelo, not so much. Callum Smith, he's coming off the John Ryder performance. Don't take my word for it. Watch the fight. A lot of people thought John Ryder should have won. And then, that's the downside to Canelo's timing. It seems all too convenient that he keeps picking guys and they're not off of sensational performances. Like Caleb Plant, he looked real good versus Vincent Fainbutts, and before that, Jose Uzcategui. David Benavidez has been looking spectacular, and he's undefeated as well, and he just destroyed Angulo. And before that, Anthony Durrell, the first person to stop him. Canelo hasn't really fought somebody that's coming off of a momentous occasion and momentum type of performance like those 2 guys that I just named, or Artur Beterbiev, who just knocked out Vodstick and sent him to retirement. But like I said, it's a solid fight. It's in a couple of weeks. It's better than Canelo staying on the sideline and not fighting with legal trouble. So I'm glad he got his situation figured out with Golden Boy and DAZN. That's my thoughts. Let me know what you guys think. Drop your thoughts in the comment section. As always, hate, comment, and subscribe. Till next video is Ego signing off. So if you enjoyed this video and want more content like this on the channel, you can show your appreciation by going to the PayPal donate button or the YouTube support button, and you can donate any amount that you feel is equivalent to the value of this video. Much more to come. Thank you guys for your support. Boxingego, the future of boxing.